Well, here we are. We're in a new week here. Going to start back in on this. So let's go ahead and get the footrest put on here, and then we can start kind of buttoning up these sides a little bit better here. So there is the footrest put on. So I think what I'm going to do next is work on getting this hydraulic pump mounted up in here. See how well that goes. I'm anticipating that to be a bit of a challenge because I'm going to have to get the pump belt there put on and then try to get it mounted up into here, and then these holes are notched to slide it to tension the belt. So I do anticipate that to be a little bit more than I'm probably going to bargain for, but anyway, let me go get the pump and get that all set to get put in, and then we will go from there. Okay, so I have our pump hanging in here. Next up, I've got to get the pulley put on here and get that set screw tightened down, and then we can see about getting the belt on and then trying to get it pulled up to get tension on it here. So there's the hydraulic pump. We got it all mounted in. We have the pulley put on, belt on. Let's see about getting these hydraulic lines on right now, see how well that's going to go. I'm thinking that might be a challenge because they are going to have quite a bend in them, I think. So anyway, let's work on getting the hydraulic lines hooked up and see if everything goes good there. And there is our hydraulic lines put in. It actually went a lot better than I anticipated. They actually fit pretty good. My only concern now is I guess this one here does sit pretty tight against the frame here. I might have to figure out something here, either put a clip in here to kind of hold these together and hold them out a little bit, or I'd either get a piece of little, some split loom and put over here just to protect that piece of hose from the frame. It's not like this thing's going to see a ton of use, but yeah, it is a bit of a concern that that sits that tight. And I don't know, I guess once I loosen this, I might be able to flex this up a little bit. In fact, I might give that a try here, loosen that one and see if I can rotate this one here up just a little bit more and get them both off the frame there. So, but yeah, like I say, the place that I had made these, it was a shop called Chuck's Mobile Repair. I took over the old ones, and he made carbon copies, and yeah, I'm happy with how they turned out. They are basically carbon copies to a T. They fit in behind the lever here good and everything. So let me loosen this one, see if I can get this maybe up off the frame, since I do have a little bit of room here to pivot this up, and see if that works out. So I end up flipping around my hydraulic hoses, and that got everything kind of up off the frame there. There's very little pressure of them sitting on the frame now. So next up, let's start looking at this front end. Let's see about getting the front grill shell on this, and actually let's go decal that, and then we can get that put on. So here's our Sovereign decal we got to put on the front. I think this one here is going to be a challenge too. We'll have to get it centered perfectly on this, and I believe these upper edges did wrap up around the corner here. So, and because of this bolt hole, it's going to have to sit right about there. So yeah, there will have to be some wrap on this. So anyway, let me work on this, and when I get this put on, we'll go down and get the tractor set up to get this put on. Okay, I have our grill frame ready to go. There are these four, I guess, retained square nuts here on these tabs that go over these here. These are a deeper one that go in the back. There's these shallow ones go here in the front. Let me get them snapped on the frame, and then we'll get the grill frame put up in here. So there's our front grill frame is on. I do still need to put a bolt in here in the center, but there is a front pulley that goes on this, so it will have the keepers to keep the belt from coming off that pulley. So I'll be putting that on later. For right now, I want to come back up, switch gears. I want to get the throttle cable and the choke cable put in because they'll be routed along this side here, and I want to try to make that as easy as possible to get in here. I still have to get the points cover on here, but yeah, I don't want to put too much on here. Make it as easy as I can to get to the throttle here, as well as the choke. So let's start in with the let's do the choke cable first. and then we'll go to the throttle cable. So I got the choke and throttle cables in. Choke cable gets held up here at this hole here, and that was just a little screw in there. And then this had a bolt, if I remember right, a Phillips headed bolt, and I think that has to go right there on a clip. I don't think I have the clip, so I'll have to get one of the clips for that. But anyway, let me round up some screws for these two, see if I can find a clip, and then we'll get these two cables hooked up where they got to go. Okay, before I get my choke and throttle cables hooked up here, I'm going to do a little bit of work here on my points wire. This is the wire currently. It was just wrapped around the screw. That keeps coming off, so I'm going to put a fork terminal on here so I can get that back behind this screw here on the points coming from the coil. So that'll take care of that from falling off. So let me get that crimped on here, and then I'm also going to scrape off the gasket. You can probably just barely see the gasket here for the points cover. I'll get that scraped off. I got a new gasket that I'm going to put on that. So anyway, let me get this wire crimped on and get that coil wire put on the points, get that old gasket scraped off, and then we'll see about getting the points cover on here. Okay, there we got our points cover all put back on and kill switch wire put on. I also got the choke cable here is all in and ready to go. Throttle cable as well. This here has to come down and get bolted into here. I'm going to wait with this though, because I'm going to probably end up running some wires up along with this here to go up to the headlights. So for right now, we're just going to leave that sit like that. I'm going to switch gears here because I just got a piece back from a local shop here, so I can put some attachments on the rear. And so there's the piece for the rear of the tractor where we can put some implements on. Now granted, this will have the, I do have the option to hook up the, what do you want to call it? The sleeve hitch for this, but just because of the fact that it tends to hit right here on the seat deck, I didn't want to put that on to start with here, so I had this shaft here just machined down a little bit, so I got that painted. So I do have a replication of a Simplicity rear ball hitch to go on this, so let me grab that real quick and we'll get that thrown on. And so there is the replica trailer ball hitch for the rear of this, so works out pretty good. I can put a trailer ball in here and then I'll be able to pull a little trailer with this thing. So that's why I didn't want to necessarily put the sleeve hitch on right now. It's just nice to have it. In fact, right there it is. But anyway, so this here works out perfect for what I'm looking for right now. So anyway, let's go back to the front end of this tractor. I forgot I got these in, so I'm going to get this put together here now. These here are the old tie rod ends. As you can see on this one here, it's even got a spot that's broke, and they are pretty wore out. I got these here from Fastenal. Granted, not exact, but pretty, it's gonna do what I want it to do. That's how I look at it. So anyway, let me go get the steering rod and then we'll get that put on the tractor real quick. And so there is the steering arm all put in. One thing I do like is, if any of you are familiar with these Simplicities, a lot of times this steering arm will just pivot down and drag here on the step bar. With these here, I've got it tight enough where there is just enough gap I can just get my finger under here, so this will never sit and ride on the step bar there. I don't know if anybody would ever want any of these, but anyway, this here is the number from Fastenal if anybody wants to order them. So there's the part number if you ever need them. And I guess with that, I think I'm going to wrap this up for the week. We'll probably continue on next week. We'll start getting this front end all filled out and probably get the gas tank, some other wiring in. I don't think we'll have it all wrapped up next week, but we'll see where it goes. But anyway, that's going to be it for me for this week. So go ahead, give a subscribe if you'd like to follow along. Otherwise, I will see you next week.